Coming up on CTV News, Cans Around the Oval is here again. See how students are helping the community. And a graduated student found his own way to make money, and he's getting a lot of rewards for what he's doing. Plus, it's homecoming weekend. See what's planned for this weekend and more on CTV News.
Welcome to CTV News Tonight. I'm Dylan Thomas.
And I'm Ann Ald. Thank you for joining us. An update we have for you on a story we brought Tuesday night. The on-campus stadium is still being debated. The Board of Governors has released plans of what the building would look like, but no official construction plans have been made. CTV inaccurately reported that it was already a done deal. President Tony Frank plans to decrease the overall cost of the building, cutting just about $20 million in construction. If approved, the complex will be located on the southwest corner of campus at the intersection of Lake and Whitcomb Streets. The board has also presented a plan to add over 50,000 square feet of classrooms to the stadium complex. Stay with CTV for updates on the stadium plans.
The Student Leadership Involvement and Community Engagement Office, also known as SLICE, is once again hosting their annual Cans Around the Oval event. Food collection began Wednesday, and CTV was there.
The annual CSU Cans Around the Oval event kicked off Wednesday with Canstruction, an event which encourages organizations to build a display out of donated food.
Great event, good energy, a lot of groups. I think we have doubled what we had last year participating in this event, and we've got 2 school groups from off campus that are here too.
The yearly event is one that draws attention to the CSU campus from the community.
A lot of it has to do with community, tradition. It's obviously our 27th annual Cans Around the Oval.
Although it is fun to build the structures in a unique way, there is a larger meaning behind the event.
Food insecurity is a real problem, and the coming together for a cause like this really makes a difference.
According to event coordinators at the SLICE office, those who participate leave the event with a greater awareness of their community.
They just feel happy to be a part of Larimer County and Fort Collins and be proud to donating to the Larimer County Food Bank.
In the end, SLICE workers had one idea they wanted to spread to the CSU community.
The premise of it is hunger, and that's really what we're trying to get at. The event's cool, it's fun to participate in, but we really want people to be aware of the underlying issue of hunger, and that's ultimately what we're trying to get across is the message.
If you were unable to make the event, there's still time to donate.
If folks want to come out on October 16th to the Oval, that would be great, and you can also donate online if you choose at the Food Bank for Larimer County website.
Last year, Cans Around the Oval collected nearly 60,000 pounds of food for the Larimer County Food Bank, making it the single largest food collection date on the food bank's calendar. And drinking in the on-campus dorms has taken a turn for the worse. Since 2010, dorms have seen a major increase in arrests for liquor violations and alcohol disciplinary referrals. Last year, the alcohol referrals spiked to 1,239 students drinking in the resident halls. It's also increased this semester. These numbers are so high due to a new tracking system used in the Conflict and Resolution Office. On-campus ARDs refuse to comment on the statistics, and RAs cannot speak about the situation. CTV will keep you updated on this and more as information comes in from campus police officers. In spite of this, we were able to talk to 2 students about the subject.
Kids don't know how to be responsible when drinking, but since it might have spiked since it's in the dorms, it's good that they're not drinking and driving as well.
I really think it's just it's their first time away from home, most likely. They're on their own. They feel this sense of freedom that they can do whatever they want, and I think that gets a lot of freshmen in trouble their first semester, and I think eventually throughout the year they figure it out. And
Students know what it's like to stretch a dollar, but this phrase has a whole new meaning for a CSU graduate who decided to start his own company.
Kind of cut some corners and really just stretch every dollar that I could. Started back in January of 2012 is when we put product on the market, the first bottle into the first store, and from there it's been growing ever since.
Dan Hackmeister isn't new to the business world, but he is to the vodka industry. In 2010, he started his own vodka company called Gioli Vodka. Dan started his first company while an undergrad, but decided it was time to branch out of the t-shirt making business to something more long-term.
I figured, what's more fun than starting a vodka company?
Spending all of his time as an undergrad at CSU, Dan gives credit for all of his success to the skills he learned at the School of Business.
Pay attention while you're in school And if you have the desire to start your own business, go for it. Take everything that you've learned from CSU and apply it.
Starting Gioli Vodka from start to finish, Dan created the name, design, price, and even did his own finances and sales.
You know, something that I had in my head and just putting it down on paper.
The hardest part about jump-starting a vodka company is getting the name brand in liquor stores and bars, but Dan is proud to say his vodka has at least made it back to his alma mater's town.
It's really a painstaking process, but once it happens, it all comes together. It's interesting to see a finished product on the shelf.
Gioli Vodka already sits on the shelves in several places in and around Denver, competing with the best top brands. The only outcome left for the company is to move up.
Which we're working on, but at this point in the company, it's really bottle by bottle. It is getting one bottle into somebody's hand, having them try it, enjoy it, and come back and buy another one.
Starting the company and the vodka formula itself from scratch, Dan truly used his time at CSU to his advantage and encourages other students to do the same.
Only 2.5 years later, and Gioli Vodka has already won 2 gold medals in the micro liquor competition and also in the San Francisco World Spirits competition, competing against more than 1,400 other vodkas. If you are of age and would like to try Gioli, it's sold in town at Campus West and also at Wilbur's Total Beverage. And now weather anchor Ashley Wallinger is here. Ashley, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Anna. I'm really excited about homecoming this weekend. The weather looks pretty nice for the game on Saturday, but let me talk to you more about today's highs. We saw highs a little bit cooler than we've been seeing lately. It was only 58 degrees in Fort Collins today. It was a little bit warmer to the south in Denver, Colorado Springs, and Pueblo. It was a little bit cooler in the mountains of the 40s as a storm system started to move into the area. As we move into tomorrow, that storm system starts to push into our area. It'll be creating some high winds. We will be seeing a high wind warning in effect for tomorrow through noon. And I'll be back after the break to talk to you more about tomorrow's highs and take a look at your 7-day forecast. Back to you, Anna.
All right, thanks, Ashley. CSU students had the chance to hear from a previous ambassador of Iraq. He talked about what's going on in Syria.
And homecoming is here. Don't miss out on all the events going on. Don't go away.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Welcome back to CTV News. I'm Ashley Wallinger filling in for Kelsey McAllister as she heads to Arizona. Right now, we are not seeing temperatures as high as they're seeing in Arizona right now. We're only in the 60s that we're seeing. That's for tomorrow. But right now, we're looking at temperatures only in the upper 40s, and the wind is starting to pick up. It's out of the west at 15 miles per hour. The wind will be the big story tomorrow, and we're taking a look at those highs tomorrow. We are seeing them in the 60s for Fort Collins, Denver, Colorado Springs, and even into Pueblo. Vail is pretty cold tomorrow at only 39 degrees. That's because a winter storm system has moved into the area, bringing some significant snowfall to the mountain regions, and we will be seeing the effects of that tomorrow in the form of wind. We'll be seeing gusts 20 to 40 miles per hour tomorrow through at least noon, and that is creating the chance for the high wind warning that we will be seeing tomorrow across the Front Range. Tomorrow it will be a little bit warmer than we saw today. Again, it'll be in the 60s. And as we go into the weekend, homecoming weekend, and the game on Saturday, we will be seeing pretty good temperatures for the game. We will be seeing it in the 60s on Saturday for kickoff at 1:30, and it'll be cooling down a lot into the evening hours. But for the game, it should be sunny, warm, and dry. Sunday, it will be again in the 60s, a little bit warmer overnight. Monday is when we see the first chance for a cool down. It'll only be in the 50s, and lows will be around the freezing mark Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Tuesday is the coldest day of the next 7, only in the lower 50s. But overall, if you're looking to go to the game on Saturday, it should be a nice day for that. That's all I have for you today. Have an awesome homecoming weekend, Rams. Back to you, Anna.
Thanks, Ashley. E. coli has been found in many rivers in Colorado. The contamination was mostly found in flood areas of the Boulder Creek and Big Thompson River. The chief of Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment said that there was no indication of oil pollutants, but very high levels of E. coli. Public drinking water systems near these areas have been boiling all water before it goes to homes. So far, there has been no reports of E. coli illnesses.
CSU students had the opportunity to listen to a former Iraqi ambassador. He gave a lecture on the current situation in Syria. CTV reporter Bryn Carmen was there.
Here this week, CSU was honored with guest speaker Ambassador Christopher Hill coming to lecture on the crisis in Syria.
I submit to you that it's a bad idea to get people together. And rather than get people around a table, you should get people around some ideas.
Shauna DeLuca, the event director, spoke about her goals for the audience to hopefully take away from this event.
The crisis in Syria is very dynamic and I believe often difficult to understand. So if students, faculty, and staff, any participants come away with a better understanding and some more in-depth knowledge of the country, the culture, the crisis, I think that's fantastic.
A Syrian native attending the lecture had much to say about the ongoing problems in his homeland.
My family is suffering over there. They are having no food, no shelter, nothing. They lost their home. I am from the city of Aleppo, which is one of the ancient cities of the world. More than half of it destroyed. All these priceless treasure gone. You know, and all of us watching and we know nothing.
Kyle Cronky, a senior majoring in political science, spoke about the event.
At the very end there, he could tell that there were a couple other gentlemen that wanted to get a few words in that were actually from the region, and so having him being able to converse with them, kind of bash views a little bit, kind of answer their questions in a more than just a question answer kind of scenario. I thought it was very interesting.
Ambassador Hill, who has too many accomplishments and titles to name, educated us all on how we cannot militarily get involved in Syria if we do not have a solid political plan. Bryn Carmen, CTV 11 News.
To keep up to date with Ambassador Christopher Hill, follow him on Twitter at @AMBChrisHill. The homecoming parade is tomorrow. Get an exclusive look at clubs on campus who are building floats.
Stay tuned to see what all is going on homecoming weekend. We'll be right back after the break.
Colorado State University is committed to expanding access to education. Today, that includes online learning. CSU brings faculty and programs to students around the state and around the world. With flexibility to earn a degree online from a world-class university, and the ability to balance education with work and family. Learn more at succeedwithcsu.org.
Many clubs on campus are getting involved with homecoming this year by making floats for the parade. The theme of the parade this year is Stalwart Rams. CSU, Greek Life, and other offices on campus have designed their floats around this theme, incorporating as much green and gold as they can. Not only are their floats a way to get students involved in homecoming, but they also provide a little competition. There are many categories to compete in, but only one float will get first place. CTV will be there on our own float, so make sure to keep an eye out for us.
The parade is just the beginning of the homecoming weekend. There are plenty of events for everyone to attend. Starting tomorrow, there will be the Oval, which hosts many activities, and it will be on Oak and Howe Street and will end at the Oval. Later on the LSC lawn, there will be more activities. It starts at 6 p.m. with a pep rally. There will also be a bonfire, and the night will end with the lighting of the A and fireworks.
The excitement will continue into Saturday morning with the annual 5K race. This race is for all ages, so feel free to walk or run. Then, of course, the big game is on Saturday afternoon. It starts at 1:30, and the Rams will take on San Jose State. And the last event is the women's volleyball game in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And that will be a peek out to support breast cancer awareness. So make sure to cheer on the Rams as they play Boise State. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for you tonight.
Have a great weekend and a safe one. Thanks for joining us.